Iceland gets its name, the land of fire and ice, from volcanoes and glaciers dotted around the island. For several centuries, these two natural wonders have worked together to bury the past and create the striking white and black landscape we see today. As we hike across a glacier for the first time ever, we are reminded that this world is constantly changing and what we see today might look completely different in just 20 years' time.
Today is day 5 of our week-long road trip around Iceland, and it's so sad to see our time in this van coming to an end, but alas, all good things must come to an end, so we're going to cherish the time we have in here before we fly out of Iceland. So we have today and tomorrow, so 2 full days, and then we're returning the van the following day. It's already looking like a very exciting 2 days. We're going to be doing some glacial hiking, and we are driving from Vik over to Skaftafell before we go glacial hiking.
So we've driven over 2 hours to the base of a bunch of these glaciers, and it's very beautiful. This is actually my first time ever seeing a glacier, but we are on a hike over to Sjávarárfoss, which is this waterfall with these basalt rocks that line it. So far, I have to give this trail a 10 out of 10. It has been so well maintained. It's absolutely beautiful. I can see mountains in the distance behind me. Right over there. Yeah, it's just been a joy to walk on.
Off in the distance, we can kind of see the destination of where we're going on this hike, and it's so unexpected. It's just this random hole where you can see the basalt rocks going vertically down into the earth, and then everything else, it's just covered in these yellow ochre bushes, kind of like turning into the autumn time. It's very, very beautiful.
We just got back after walking up close and personal to the waterfall, and I have to say, seeing the basalt columns with the moss growing along it was really cool, but I think my favorite part was the fact that it kind of wraps around, kind of like an amphitheater, and because of that, it amplifies the sound, so you instantly feel a lot of peace once you're up close to the waterfall.
Yeah, I totally agree. I feel like the sound of the leaves from the trees, the dripping of the water, the waterfall itself, it's all together a symphony from nature, and it was so special to witness it in person. Like my own sister, our souls weave together, beaded bracelets I won't forget, friends forever, like my as I had mentioned earlier, we are going glacial hiking today, and we're about to go and get suited up with all the right equipment so that we don't fall on the ice, because you know me, I have a intense fear of falling. So let's go get those crampons and all the
we'll look like them in no time.
Yes, yes.
Oh, how do you
it's a little bit loose. I might go one side down.
Yeah, you just wrap it around. They're a nice boot.
Using cotton? Okay. You can identify if you
It's like I'm wearing a saddle. Yeah. Well, we are all geared up, and I do feel like this is a little bit more intense than what I imagined it to be because I have an axe, but I do want to show you my helmet. I chose this green color because it matches the moss here in Iceland, and I asked Chad if he wanted to match with me. He said no. He went and got the white one. We are currently hiking towards the glacier, probably about a mile, give or take, to the spot where we're gonna first meet the ice. And Chad is carrying all of our gear.
I am prepared.
Yeah, Chad already has his helmet on. Maybe that shows how excited he is about this.
I just didn't want to carry it, but I also think I am subconsciously pretty excited.
Where's the clip?
Troll.
You have one too. If I disappear into the ice, everyone will be able to find me because of my helmet. No one will be able to find Chad.
So our guide told us that apparently from where we can see at the end of this lake, the glacier actually was all the way over there back in 1999, but it's receded so much. This glacier is only supposed to last for like another 20 years or so, just because it's melting so fast, which is just another reason that I'm really grateful we get to be out here, because it's just wild to see all of this ice melting and creating all these really cool streams and crevasses. It's just a really unique experience.
We've been hiking on the ice for about an hour now, and I've got to say these crampons are absolute game changer. I feel very steady, and because a glacier is essentially compressed snow, this texture is really interesting. It actually reminds me very much of Sonic's crushed ice, but all, you know, like piled up together. And so like hiking along this thing has just been really peaceful because it's very quiet, and all you can hear is the crunch of the ice underneath your feet, and you just feel that nice crisp cold air. And then everywhere you look, of course, beautiful views 360 all around you. And then I love looking down into some of the crevasses that are filled with glacial water because it's glowing this beautiful bright blue. But this is a very fun experience. We're doing lots of elevation right now, and the higher you go, the cooler it gets in temperature and in views. The other thing is I found out that these are merely for decoration mostly, but they also work pretty well as like a walking stick. So, you know, if you need some extra stability, this will give it for you. So we won't be chiseling any ice today.
Not today, unless we're trapped. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, this is
really
amazing.
Love the crampons.
Obviously, because this is glacial water, you can drink it. So we have emptied our water bottle, and we're gonna fill it with more delicious water, even though the water in Iceland has already been amazing. Do aerobics. All right,
don't
ready?
fall in.
Oh, so good. So cold too, though. You look like you've just summited a mountain or something. You're taking a delicious drink.
Yeah, it's some good water, but it is cold. It's like borderline drinking ice.
I'm standing in front of a compressed ice cave, and it feels like where that little Yeti in Monsters Inc. would be living, the one making snow cones and living a grand old life. Very cool.
Very pretty.
Yeah.
I can't actually juggle, so I'll just do two of them. Oh, dropped it.
We have now made it to the end of our glacial hike, just because beyond this point you do not want to go in there. Those very sharp pieces of ice can fall on you at any given moment without warning, and you will die. So we are going to stay here in the safe zone, play it play it safe. It's so stupid.
Play it safe in the safe zone.
Yeah. We actually hiked way farther than what I thought we would be doing. Like, we probably went up like half a mountain, I'd say.
Half the glacier, probably.
Half the glacier, yeah.
Claire is now going to give you a safety debriefing on how to walk down a glacier.
Yes, really have to lean back and walk down like this.
Nice.
That's how we've been doing it for the past like 10 minutes coming down.
So we're wrapping up our hike, but I have to say, I think my favorite part about this experience is knowing the fact that where we're walking right now won't even exist. Like, I know I said that earlier, but it's just wild to think that the pathways that are being formed are only gonna last for like a few days, if that. Iceland is definitely a very wild place, but I think we're ready to head back to the car and figure out our dinner situation as well.
For that entire hike down, I was just lost in a complete trance, just honing in on that satisfying sound of the ice crushing underneath my feet, and honestly just thinking about like where to put my feet. So left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. It was very meditative, and overall that was an extraordinary experience. I do think we have to rush to our dinner spot because this entire tour went on for a little bit longer than we expected, so we need to get some dinner before everywhere closes. So let's go. We're kind of in the middle of nowhere right now, and all the smaller restaurants have closed, obviously. So we are coming to a hotel. It looks a little bit fancy. I know it's gonna be really expensive, but we are like so hungry. We barely had a breakfast, not really a lunch either. So I think we'll just spend the money and enjoy a nice meal here in Iceland. It looks like we have to wait about an hour until we can get a table at this restaurant. So in the meantime, I thought it'd be a great time to say a huge thank you to Get Your Guide for supporting our channel and for also giving us today's experience, glacial hiking. And we've had so many wonderful experiences with them here in Iceland, like seeing the Blue Lagoon, or perhaps even going snorkeling between two tectonic plates. They offer so many different unique experiences, but also tickets and guides to the most popular sites in a city. They have over 60,000 experiences in more than 3,600 destinations around the whole wide world. And when you book with them, you know that you're in the hands of knowledgeable local experts. Much like the guide we had today, Pascal, if you're watching this, you did an amazing job. There wasn't a single moment where I felt unsafe on that glacier, and that is one of the things that I love about Get Your Guide. They do find amazing people to host us and to give us these experiences. And of course, if you're just an anti-social person, you don't want to be around guides or people, skip the line tickets are available with Get Your Guide, and you can just go into wherever you're trying to go without the hassle of waiting in a very long line. So thank you so much to Get Your Guide for supporting many experiences here in Iceland. And now we will patiently wait for a table at this very nice restaurant.
I hope our stomachs don't shrivel too much.
I know, I'm so hungry. We have waited the hour. It is now 9:02 p.m. We're gonna go eat some dinner, finally. Perfect, thank you. How hungry I am cannot even be described, but let's just say that when I saw this bread and butter come out, I felt butterflies. Oh, yes. We opted to get some starters tonight just because it is fine dining. I know the portions are gonna be smaller, and as we said, we're very hungry. So I got a smoked lamb carpaccio. It smells like a wonderful winter campfire. And then Chad got this wonderful seafood soup, and it's got some Icelandic lobster, some shrimp, some fish, all the seafood you could ever imagine. Veins are gonna pop out of my neck with how excited I am. So I got this dish that's called lamb cooked two ways. I can see that like one of them is kind of like a lamb steak. searching for the other way that they've cooked it, but I think it's supposed to be some sort of a stew.
Maybe it's this one?
Maybe it's that thing? I'm not sure, but I know it's gonna be delicious. And then Chad got an Arctic char that has been grilled. And I'm looking at both of them. They both look really good. If you remember from our Vatican City video, we always share everything that we eat. I'm like hesitating, wanting to share my lamb with Chad, but I know I'm gonna have to just because it's tradition. But
yes,
let's dig in.
That's mine.
I know, it looks really good.
How's it going?
They're like $1 million in this to-go box.
Any day now. We did a very good job. We ate a majority of our food and now we are stuffed to the brim and ready to sleep.
Yeah, I'm hoping that like with us eating all this really warm and healthy food, we're gonna stay warmer tonight because we won't have any heat in the van.
Yep. We just pulled into our campsite. It's like 11 p.m. so it's very quiet here. Everyone is asleep. I felt very bad because there are all of these rooftop tents and you know, I have the headlights, the car is loud. Anyways, we got our spot, but I think we're gonna call it a night. See you guys tomorrow.